My precious soul, Archangel Michael brings you this message. Do not turn away. This is your divine signal. You are not here by coincidence. Dearest one, your guardian angel is calling out to you. He will not let you overlook this moment. If you walk away now, regret will follow. Rejoice, for the celestial realms have chosen you. This is your final invitation before the gates close. Archangel Michael gently speaks, your name is inscribed in radiant light. But if you hesitate, that light may fade away. Tonight, as your heart begins to race, a hidden reality will be revealed before your eyes. Someone you believe to be distant has been observing you, and their next action will stir your spirit deeply. Pause for a moment. If these words are already resonating within you, make sure you subscribe now, for the next insight will be too weighty to carry alone. Remain connected so you never miss what the heavens are about to unveil. Archangel Michael shares, a whirlwind has been swirling around your life. Yet, at the heart of this storm, a miracle is waiting to emerge. This miracle is your deliverance. It bears your name. But listen closely, time is short before the adversary attempts to snatch it away. The hand of the divine is reaching out to you. If you ignore this, you may forfeit your blessing. Beloved, listen with your spirit, for this is not a casual message you stumbled upon. It was woven into the tapestry of eternity long before you awoke today. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, his sword blazing with holy fire. He declares, this instant is marked by destiny. If you let it slip by, you will mourn it more than any missed opportunity in your life. Heaven is not playing with your heart. There is a spiritual alarm sounding within you. The angels are urging you, do not delay, do not hesitate, do not close this message. Within these words lies a revelation that can transform your future, shield your loved ones, and align you with a miracle already sent from the throne of the Most High. Do not take this lightly, for you have been chosen to receive it at this very moment. Dearest soul, you have felt the heaviness pressing upon you, haven't you? Those long nights when you questioned why everything seemed to stall, why those who promised loyalty withdrew, and why doors you knocked on remained closed. You blamed yourself. You wondered if you were cursed or forgotten. But Archangel Michael unveils the truth. You were not being rejected, you were being concealed. You were not abandoned, you were being safeguarded. Every tear you shed was seen. Every silent moment you endured was noted. Every storm that threatened to overwhelm you was permitted only to prepare you for this very hour. Can you see it now? The divine orchestration that once felt painful was actually shielding you from snares that would have harmed your soul. There is a voice calling from the unseen realms, a loved one you thought had departed. Their spirit has been reaching out, not to haunt, but to guide you, to whisper what you could not perceive. This soul knows who among your family has been plotting in secret, who has been moving resources, who has hidden their true face while speaking your name with bitterness. My child, you cannot ignore this. Heaven is illuminating those hidden deeds. If you continue to listen, the truth will be revealed to your spirit. But pause and reflect, not everyone around you is worthy of your trust. That is why Michael's sword is drawn. That is why this urgent message has come to you before anyone else. And before you continue, let me say this. If these words are already stirring your heart, you cannot afford to miss the next divine message. Archangel Michael urges, remain connected. Do not wander away. The revelations to come are more precious than gold, more piercing than fire, and more vital than breath itself. Take a moment now to subscribe, so your spirit remains in harmony with every message released in this season. What is unfolding is not random, it is your alignment with the timing of heaven. Child of light, your adversaries underestimated you. They believed the chains they placed on your finances would silence your destiny. They thought that by delaying your blessings, by spreading falsehoods, by sabotaging your opportunities, you would surrender. But heaven was watching, and the divine allowed their schemes only so they would expose themselves. Every delay marked them. Every obstacle recorded their names in the book of justice. That is why this message had to reach you today. The miracle that was blocked is about to arrive suddenly. The abundance, the opportunity, the open door they tried to bury is about to rise with your name shining upon it. My beloved, Archangel Michael leans close to you now. His voice is both fierce and gentle. He says, "Do not be deceived by the quietness around you. In the silence of heaven, the greatest transformations are born." You have walked through days when nothing seemed to shift, when your whispered prayers felt unanswered, when the heaviness in your chest nearly convinced you to stop believing. But listen well, this stillness was not abandonment. It was sacred preparation. The divine was drawing you away from the noise, separating you from distractions, ensuring that when this message arrived, your spirit would be awake enough to receive it. This is not an ordinary message. It is a divine alert, stamped with urgency. Heaven declares that the season of delay is over, and the moment of unveiling is now. There is something about your life that carries too much significance for the enemy to ignore. Since childhood, darkness has tried to suffocate you, people have tried to confuse you, and unseen forces have tried to bury you. But beloved, every attempt to destroy you only revealed how truly chosen you are. Do you see? If your destiny were insignificant, no one would bother to oppose it. If your calling were ordinary, the enemy would leave you alone. The very fact that you have faced such fierce opposition, that betrayals have come from your own bloodline, that losses have shaken you to your core, is the sign that heaven marked you for greatness long before you knew your own name. Michael says, "The battles you have faced are the prophecy of the victory that is coming." And I must caution you, someone close to you has been hiding their true intentions. This is not a stranger, but someone you once trusted, a voice you once leaned on, who has spoken your name with envy. Heaven has been watching. You sensed something was wrong, but could not identify it. That unease, that heaviness in their presence, was the spirit of truth trying to alert you. Archangel Michael says, their actions are about to be exposed. What was whispered in darkness will soon be declared in the light. Prepare yourself, for when the mask falls, it will shock you, but it will also set you free. Before you continue, pause for a moment. If these words are stirring something deep within you, if you feel the gentle pressure of heaven upon your heart, do not let this connection slip away. Michael says, what is about to be revealed will be too much for a wandering soul to carry alone. That is why you are being prepared now. Stay connected. Subscribe to this message and hold tightly to the stream of revelation, for each word is a piece of a greater puzzle. To miss even one is to lose sight of the masterpiece heaven is painting for your life. Beloved, do not be deceived by appearances. You may see yourself as limited, but heaven sees you as overflowing. You may look at your empty hands, but God sees the treasures already assigned to your spirit. The issue is not a lack of blessing. The issue is that your blessings have been locked away, delayed, or stolen by hands that were never meant to touch them. That is why Archangel Michael stands before you, wielding a sword of fire, severing spiritual contracts, breaking chains of bondage, and restoring what was unlawfully taken from you. Some of you will awaken in the coming days to unexpected deposits, surprising messages, and doors opening that no human could have forced. These are not coincidences. They are signs of divine intervention. Child, let me share what heaven has just revealed. On the very night you nearly gave up, angels were sent to your side. You thought you were weeping alone in the darkness, but heaven was collecting your tears as sacred testimony. You believed your pain was invisible, but every groan from your heart was carried to the throne as a prayer more powerful than words. Michael says your cry moved heaven more than 1,000 songs ever could. And because you did not give up, because you held on when it would have been easier to let go, your endurance has now triggered the release of your breakthrough. Do not think these words are exaggeration. Watch and see, for the signs will appear before your very eyes. My child, there comes a moment in every chosen soul's journey when the truth can no longer be hidden, when masks fall away, and when the weight of heaven presses so strongly upon your heart that you cannot deny what is being whispered to your spirit. That moment is now. Archangel Michael stands beside you, and in this hour, he is not gentle. His sword is drawn, his gaze is unwavering, and his command is urgent. He says, no more delay. No more deception. No more stolen blessings. This is your divine alert, and heaven will not let you ignore it. You may have thought this was just another ordinary moment, another ordinary message. But no, beloved, this is a sacred interruption, designed to break the cycle that has held you captive for far too long. Do you feel it? That tightening in your chest, that quickening of your heartbeat? It is your spirit recognizing that destiny is speaking. Beloved one, the storms you have endured were never meant to drown you, but to cleanse you. The betrayals you faced were not punishments, but revelations. Every door that closed was heaven saying, not this way. Not this time. Not with these people. You wept when those doors shut, but in truth, if they had remained open, you would have walked into traps that would have cost you your future. Now, Archangel Michael says, look back for a moment, not to dwell in pain, but to see the pattern. Every time you thought you lost, heaven was secretly repositioning you. The relationships that ended were chains being broken. The finances that dried up were heaven preventing you from investing in cursed ground. The silence you endured was God pulling you away from the wrong voices so you could hear His. My beloved, you have felt abandoned, but you were never alone. At your lowest, when you believed even heaven had turned away, the angels surrounded you, recording your tears, carrying your sighs as prayers to the throne. You thought no one saw your pain, but heaven saw. You thought no one heard your cries, but heaven heard. That is why this message has found you, because your cries have reached their limit. Michael says, the record of your endurance has tipped the scales. What was delayed is now being released. What was stolen is now being restored. That is why you cannot turn away now. Not at this moment. For this is when heaven steps into your journey with a divine reversal. But there is a warning attached to this blessing. Not everyone in your circle is who they appear to be. Archangel Michael is exposing hands that seem to help but secretly work against you. He is revealing faces that smile but hide envy, voices that comfort but carry poison. Do not be surprised when the truth comes out, even from those you least expect. Heaven says, what is whispered in the dark will be proclaimed in the light. And though the revelation may sting, it will also set you free. For how long can you walk with chains disguised as friends? How long can you share bread with lips that curse you in secret? Beloved, Michael is severing ties not to leave you lonely, but to clear the way for true alignment. Pause for a moment, my beloved. If these words have already pierced your heart, if you feel the resonance of heaven pressing in, you cannot afford to walk away now. Heaven is not releasing these revelations in fragments for you to lose them halfway. That is why Michael says, anchor yourself to the flow of these words so nothing slips away from you. Make sure you stay connected. Subscribe now, because the coming messages will not only explain what you feel, but reveal the steps you must take to secure what heaven is handing you. Without this connection, you may miss the next alert, and that would be too costly for your spirit to bear. My child, I see the battles you do not speak of. The nights when sleep would not come, when your body was weary but your mind was restless. The moments when fear whispered louder than faith, and doubt sat beside you like an unwelcome guest. You thought you were weak for feeling this way. But heaven says those very nights were proof of your strength. For though the shadows pressed in, you did not surrender. You stood in silence, you fought in prayer, you endured in faith, and that endurance has now become your testimony. Michael says, the scars you carry are not marks of defeat, but medals of survival. Each wound is evidence that you were struck, but not destroyed. And now, beloved, it is time for those scars to give way to victory. Do not be surprised when blessings arrive suddenly, as if out of nowhere. Some will call it coincidence. Others will say it is luck. But you will know the truth, it is divine alignment. The resources that were blocked will flow. The opportunity that was denied will reopen. The person who was silent will speak. And you will remember this word and say, this was not chance. This was prophecy fulfilled. For heaven does not release empty words. When Michael speaks, creation responds. When God commands, even time must rearrange itself. That is why this message could not wait. Why your angel would not let you scroll past it. Because what is about to unfold in your life is too urgent to risk missing. My beloved child, there is something you must understand about why this moment feels so different. For so long, you have wandered in circles, searching for answers, wondering if heaven had forgotten your name. But Michael wants you to know this now, heaven has never overlooked you. You were never abandoned. You were being protected. There are blessings so weighty, they cannot be delivered before their time, and your destiny is one of them. The waiting you endured was never punishment, it was divine protection. If God had released what you prayed for too soon, it would have overwhelmed you. But now, heaven declares you are ready. And because you are ready, this message is your confirmation that release is here. The alert you feel is not a threat, but a promise. Your season of waiting is being replaced by a season of sudden arrival. Let me reveal this, beloved. In the spiritual realm, not every delay was heaven's doing. Some delays were caused by hands working against you, by spirits rising in opposition, by people who whispered curses behind your back. Yes, there were those who smiled at you, but inwardly resented your light. There were those who applauded you in public, but secretly hoped you would stumble in private. And why? Because your very existence exposed their complacency. Your light revealed their shadows. Your progress stirred their envy. But Michael says, no more. I have seen enough of the sabotage, the delays, the stolen opportunities. Now I rise with my sword, and those who touched what was yours will face justice. What you thought was lost is returning multiplied. And those who tried to bury you will witness your rising. My child, the heaviness you have carried in your chest, that deep ache you could never quite explain, is not just emotion, it is spiritual warfare. The pressure you feel when you wake, the strange heaviness in certain places, the sudden fatigue when you try to pray, these are not accidents. They are evidence that forces have tried to silence you. But do you see? If you were not chosen, there would be no reason for such resistance. If your destiny were not great, no one would bother to block you. Michael says, the battle is proof of the blessing. The warfare is evidence of your inheritance. That is why you cannot ignore this message. You must understand what heaven is doing in this hour, for to miss it would cost too much. Beloved, even now, heaven is aligning miracles with your name. Some of you will receive phone calls that change your path. Others will open messages that bring unexpected breakthroughs. Still others will find that money long withheld is suddenly released into your hands. Do not doubt when these things happen. For Michael says, it will be swift and undeniable. And when it comes, you will remember this word and say, Heaven warned me not to miss this moment. Prophecy is not for entertainment, it is for preparation. And you, my child, are being prepared not for ordinary blessings, but for a breakthrough that will shake the very foundations of your life. Let me pause here to remind you, do not let this connection break. Heaven is releasing too much in this season for you to miss even a fragment. Michael says, stay connected, stay awake, stay aligned. That is why you must anchor yourself now. Subscribe to this message so that each revelation finds you in time. There are layers yet to be revealed, secrets yet to be spoken, instructions yet to be given. Missing even one could cost you the clarity you need most. Beloved, take this seriously. Heaven will not plead, but heaven will warn. And you are being warned now, with love and urgency. My child, there is a voice from beyond trying to reach you. A loved one you thought was gone is whispering to your spirit. They see what you cannot see. They know who in your family has plotted, who has taken advantage, who has moved in shadows against you. Heaven has allowed this voice to awaken your awareness, not to frighten you, but to protect you. For the truth is about to break open, and when it does, it may hurt, but it will also heal. Michael says, it is better to be wounded by truth than poisoned by lies. Better to be pierced by revelation than destroyed by ignorance. Child, do not ignore the stirring in your soul. It is confirmation that what is hidden is about to be revealed. The tables are turning. Beloved, those who mocked you will be silenced. Those who said you were finished will watch you rise. Those who tried to curse your name will be forced to witness heaven blessing you in their presence. This is not revenge, it is divine justice. Michael says, for too long, you have been on the defensive. Now heaven moves you to the offense. Where you were once the victim, you will now be the victor. Where you were once small, you will now be great. Where you once lived in lack, you will now walk in abundance. But remember, child, this is not for your pride, it is for God's glory. The blessings will not only transform your life, they will testify to others that heaven never abandons its own. Beloved, listen closely. You are being shifted into a season where sudden changes will define your days. Sudden calls, sudden opportunities, sudden miracles. You will barely have time to adjust before the next blessing arrives. But do not fear this acceleration. It is not chaos, it is fulfillment. For every year you felt stolen, heaven is now repaying you in compressed time. Michael says, what was lost in 7 years will be restored in 7 days. What was delayed for a decade will be delivered in a moment. Do not measure your future by your past. Do not assume tomorrow will look like yesterday. For heaven has stepped in, and when heaven moves, nothing remains the same. My child, I see the heaviness you carry in your heart. The way you smile for others, but weep when you are alone. Do not think those tears have been wasted. Archangel Michael says, every tear you have shed has been gathered in heaven's veil. Every sigh has been recorded. Every silent cry has reached the throne of God. Nothing has been missed. Nothing has been ignored. You thought you were invisible, but heaven's gaze has been fixed on you every moment. Beloved, you are not forgotten. You are chosen. The weight of your suffering is the measure of your calling. Heaven does not allow ordinary souls to pass through extraordinary fire. The very fact that your trials have been so heavy is proof that your destiny is monumental. Do not misread your pain. It is not evidence of abandonment, but prophecy of breakthrough. My beloved, you have been tested in ways that nearly broke you. There were days when you wanted to give up, nights when you wished you could escape it all. But do you realize that even in your weakness, you kept moving forward? You still prayed when your heart was exhausted. You still whispered the divine's name when your lips trembled. You still held on, even when you felt you had no strength left. That is why heaven honors you now. Archangel Michael says, your endurance is the seed of your elevation. Because you did not let go, what was once withheld will now overflow. Your struggle was never in vain. Every sleepless night, every unanswered question, every rejection you endured was recorded as evidence that you remained standing. And now, child, heaven rises in your defense. There are names being spoken in the courts of heaven right now, names of those who betrayed you, names of those who mocked you, names of those who plotted against you in secret. You wondered why you felt resistance from people you loved, why doors seemed to close without reason, why whispers followed you when you entered a room. Michael reveals it was not your imagination. It was discernment. What your spirit sensed was real. But here is the truth, their words will not destroy you. Their jealousy will not bind you. Their schemes will not succeed. Heaven has drawn a line, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Instead, the very trap set for your feet will become the pits they fall into themselves. This is not vengeance, but divine balance. The scales are tipping, and you will witness it with your own eyes. Beloved, some of you have been wrestling with finances, wondering why money slips through your fingers as soon as it arrives, why opportunities never quite materialize, why your hard work never seems to yield the harvest you expect. Listen now, for this is not random. Michael says, there have been spiritual blockages placed upon your provision. Forces that did not want to see you prosper tightened the flow, delayed the release, and caused unnecessary struggle. But the chains are breaking. Even now, angels are tearing up contracts written in invisible ink, dissolving agreements you never signed but were bound by. Watch, for there will be a sudden release. Payments long delayed will arrive. Debts will vanish unexpectedly. New channels will open. And you will realize that heaven never designed you to walk in lack. You were created for abundance. Pause, my child. If these words are stirring something deep within you, if you feel the pull of spirit even now, this is not the moment to drift away. Michael is making it clear, these revelations come in layers, and missing one will leave you unprepared for the next. That is why you must anchor yourself to this flow. Do not let it slip past. Subscribe now. Stay connected so that each prophetic word finds you in time. Heaven is not finished speaking, and to miss what comes next would be too costly for your soul. My beloved child, listen to this mystery. The very people who laughed at your struggle will soon witness your elevation. They mistook your silence for defeat, but heaven says your silence was strategy. They assumed your tears were weakness, but your tears were watering the soil of your miracle. They believed you were finished, but you were only being hidden until the appointed time. And now, that time has come. Michael says, your unveiling is near. Those who underestimated you will have no choice but to witness your rising. This is not pride, it is prophecy. Your blessing is not only for you, it is a testimony to all who doubted that heaven is faithful. Beloved, prepare yourself, for sudden shifts are about to overtake you. A door you thought was closed forever will swing open. A relationship you thought was lost will be restored. A dream you thought was impossible will come to life. Michael says, the pace will be so swift that your mind may struggle to keep up, but your spirit will rejoice. Do not fear the speed of change. This acceleration is not to overwhelm you, but to repay you for lost time. For every year you wept, heaven will give you double joy. For every month of lack, you will reap abundance. For every betrayal, you will gain new loyalty. The days of scraping for survival are ending. The season of divine overflow is beginning. My child, you are stepping into days that will not resemble the nights you have endured. Heaven has watched long enough as you fought battles that were never yours to fight. Archangel Michael has been patient, holding back his sword until the appointed time. But that time has now arrived. He says, I have seen the injustice. I have heard the mockery. I have counted the delays. Enough is enough. The heavens are moving swiftly on your behalf. And though you cannot yet see the full picture, you are standing on the threshold of a complete reversal. Do not let doubt whisper that this is too good to be true. If your spirit is trembling as you hear these words, it is because truth is pressing against you. The delay has ended. The hour of fulfillment has come. And no power of darkness can stop what heaven has already set in motion. Beloved, understand this. Sometimes God hides you in plain sight. He allows others to overlook you. He lets people misjudge you. He permits doors to close when you knock. Why? Because not all visibility is a blessing. Sometimes being seen too soon attracts destruction before you are ready. But your hidden season was never wasted. It was a cocoon. And now Michael says, the cocoon is breaking. The unveiling has begun. The one they ignored is the one they will soon honor. You will no longer chase opportunities, opportunities will chase you. You will no longer beg to be heard, voices of influence will seek you out. The shame of being overlooked will be exchanged for the honor of being chosen. This is the reversal that heaven has orchestrated. And my child, heaven is not only working for you, it is also exposing for you. There have been conversations behind closed doors, your name spoken carelessly by lips that pretended to love you. There have been deals made in shadows, working to block your blessing, to redirect what was meant for you into other hands. Do not think heaven is blind. Michael says, every plot has been recorded. Every whisper has been written. Every scheme has been weighed, and now the verdict has been given, guilty. Those who touched what was consecrated for you will pay the price for their actions, and you will walk away not in loss, but in restoration. What was stolen is not only being returned, it is being multiplied. Beloved, you may feel weary from the length of your struggle, but heaven says your strength is about to return like the sunrise after a long night. Your faith has been tested, but your faith has not failed. Remember the moments you almost gave up, when you told yourself it was not worth it, when you whispered that you had nothing left. Heaven did not judge you for those thoughts. Instead, you were strengthened. Michael says, your survival is proof of your calling. You should have been destroyed, but you were not. You should have lost everything, but you did not. You should have been forgotten, but you were preserved. This is why your story will be so powerful. You will not speak from theory, but from testimony. And your testimony will set others free. Pause, beloved, if this word has awakened something deep inside you, if you feel the fire of this prophecy burning in your heart, do not break away now. Michael warns, revelation comes in waves, and if you step out between waves, you will miss the next surge. That is why I remind you, subscribe now, stay connected, because heaven is not finished. What has been spoken so far is only the beginning. Instructions are coming, confirmations are coming, names are coming, and to miss them would be to walk blindly when light is being offered to you. Do not let the enemy trick you into skipping what heaven is delivering for your very survival. Child, the patterns that once repeated in your life are being shattered. No longer will you move from one disappointment to another, from one loss to the next, from one betrayal to another. The cycle is breaking. The chains are falling. The curse is lifting. Michael says, the ground beneath your feet is shifting. What once rejected you will now embrace you. What once drained you will now empower you. What once mocked you will now testify for you. You will feel the change not only in your circumstances, but deep within your spirit. Your sleep will be more peaceful. Your sense of calm will return. Your vision will become clearer. And these subtle signs will be your confirmation that heaven has shifted you into a new dimension. Beloved, be prepared, for not everyone who started with you will walk with you into this next season. Some will leave on their own. Others will be removed by divine hand. Do not cling to what heaven is cutting away. Michael says, it is better to lose a false friend than to lose your destiny. Better to let go of a betrayer than to miss your resurrection. As painful as it may feel, trust the pruning. Trust the separation. Trust the divine hand that knows what you cannot see. Heaven is not robbing you, it is protecting you. Those who cannot handle your blessing cannot travel with you into your breakthrough. Release them, and let God replace them with those who are aligned to your future. Beloved, hear this now. Miracles will not trickle, they will pour, one after another, door after door, opportunity after opportunity. Some blessings may feel overwhelming, but remember, you prayed for this. You wept for this. You waited for this, and now it is here. Michael says, the heavens have been opened, and the rain will not stop until your dry ground is satisfied. Expect it. Anticipate it. Prepare for it. Do not be surprised when strangers show you favor, when systems shift for your benefit, when what was impossible yesterday becomes possible tomorrow. These are not coincidences. They are the signatures of heaven, marking your life as chosen. My child, do not mistake the silence you have endured for absence. Silence is not abandonment, it is preparation. Heaven often works in hidden places, behind veils, away from the eyes of others, so that when the blessing finally bursts forth, no one can deny its divine origin. Archangel Michael says, you thought you were forgotten, but you were being shaped. You thought your life was on pause, but your destiny was being prepared. This is why doors seemed locked, why opportunities slipped from your hands, why even those who promised loyalty turned cold. It was not punishment, it was preservation. What heaven is releasing now could not have survived in the soil where you once were. Beloved, you must understand that not every delay was a spiritual attack. Some delays were God's shield. If every prayer you prayed had been answered at the time you prayed it, you would have been crushed under the weight of blessings you were not yet strong enough to carry. Michael reveals, God was not ignoring you. He was strengthening you. He was building spiritual muscles that only trials could create. The tears that burned your eyes, the loneliness that broke your heart, the nights when hope flickered faintly, none of it was wasted. Each one was shaping you into a vessel capable of holding glory. And now heaven says, the carving is complete. The time of shaping is over. What has been promised is about to be poured out. But child, be aware. As blessings begin to arrive, the enemy will not rest quietly. Already, there are whispers moving in the shadows, voices trying to plant fear, envy rising from unexpected faces, sabotage attempting one last strike. Do not be alarmed. Michael says, their efforts will come to nothing, for I have already gone before you. Their plans will collapse before they reach your feet. Their words will fall flat before they reach your ears. Their curses will return to them sevenfold. Beloved, you need only to remain still in your faith. This battle is no longer yours to fight. Heaven has taken it into its own hands. Beloved, let me reveal a mystery. There are generational patterns that once wrapped themselves around your family, chains of lack, cycles of betrayal, shadows of illness, whispers of failure. You thought you were destined to repeat what your parents endured, to carry the same burdens, to live the same disappointments. But Michael declares, the chain is broken with you. The cycle ends in your name. The curse has expired in your bloodline. From this point forward, the story changes. Your children will not carry the same pain you carried. Your household will not wrestle with the same struggles you faced. For heaven has chosen you as the breaker, the first, the one who changes the line forever. Pause, my beloved. If these words are striking your spirit like thunder, do not disconnect here. Michael warns, this word is not random. It is alignment. Each part builds upon the next, and missing even one will leave you unprepared for the full picture. That is why I say this gently but urgently, stay connected. Subscribe now. Anchor your spirit to this flow. What comes next will not only confirm what you already feel, but reveal the steps you must take. Do not let distraction rob you. Do not let hesitation silence you. Secure your alignment, because heaven is not finished. Child, the very ground beneath your feet is shifting. Do you sense it? The uneasiness, the sudden changes in people around you, the strange feeling that something is about to happen, these are not random emotions. They are spiritual tremors. They are signs that the earth is preparing to birth what has been forming in the unseen. Michael says, it is like the moment before rain, when the air grows heavy, when the sky darkens, when all of creation knows a shift is coming. You are standing in that very moment. Heaven's rain is about to break. And when it comes, it will not drizzle, it will pour. Beloved, I see the weariness in your bones. But I also see the strength that has kept you standing. Do not underestimate your survival. Many who faced less than you did gave up long ago. But here you are, still standing, still breathing, still seeking heaven's voice. That alone is evidence of your calling. Michael says, the enemy tried to bury you, but you became a seed. The more dirt he threw on you, the deeper you rooted, and now it is time to rise. Watch as you push through the soil of obscurity and emerge into visibility. What was hidden will be revealed. What was buried will bloom. What was overlooked will be crowned. Beloved one, hear me clearly. Heaven is not only releasing blessings, it is also calling you to responsibility. This is not just about your breakthrough, it is about your mission. Michael says, what you are about to receive is not only for your comfort, but for your calling. Wealth will be given not just to fill your hands, but to fulfill your purpose. Influence will be granted not to inflate your ego, but to lift others. Opportunities will arrive not only to elevate your name, but to glorify the divine. Be wise, child. Handle the overflow with humility. For the moment you forget the giver, the gift loses its power. But if you remain anchored, your blessing will multiply without end. Beloved, as you step into this new season, remember, the silence you endured was never emptiness, but sacred preparation. The divine often works in the hidden places, shaping you away from the eyes of others, so that when your blessing finally bursts forth, no one can deny its heavenly origin. Archangel Michael says, you thought you were forgotten, but you were being refined. You believed your life was on hold, but your destiny was being prepared in secret. This is why doors seemed locked, why opportunities slipped through your fingers, why even those who promised loyalty turned away. It was not punishment, it was protection. What heaven is about to release could not have survived in the soil where you once stood. Understand, dear one, that not every delay was an attack. Some delays were God's shield, keeping you from blessings you were not yet strong enough to carry. Michael reveals, the divine was not ignoring you, but building strength within you. The tears that burned your eyes, the loneliness that broke your heart, the nights when hope seemed faint, none of it was wasted. Each moment was shaping you into a vessel capable of holding glory. And now, heaven says, the shaping is complete. The time of preparation is over. What has been promised is about to be poured out. But as the blessings begin to flow, be aware, the adversary will not rest quietly. Already, there are whispers in the shadows, voices trying to plant fear, envy rising from unexpected places, sabotage making one last attempt. Do not be shaken. Michael says, their efforts will come to nothing, for I have already gone before you. Their plans will collapse before they reach your feet. Their words will fall flat before they reach your ears. Their curses will return to them sevenfold. Beloved, you need only to remain still in your faith. This battle is no longer yours to fight. Heaven has taken it into its own hands. Let me show you a deeper mystery. There are generational patterns that once wrapped themselves around your family, chains of lack, cycles of betrayal, shadows of illness, whispers of failure. You may have believed you were destined to repeat what your ancestors endured, to carry the same burdens, to live the same disappointments. But Michael declares, the chain is broken with you. The cycle ends in your name. The curse has expired in your bloodline. From this point forward, the story changes. Your children will not carry the same pain you carried. Your household will not wrestle with the same struggles you faced. For heaven has chosen you as the breaker, the first, the one who changes the line forever. Pause, beloved. If these words are striking your spirit like thunder, do not disconnect here. Michael warns, this word is not random. It is alignment. Each part builds upon the next, and missing even one will leave you unprepared for the full picture. That is why I say this gently but urgently: stay connected. Subscribe now. Anchor your spirit to this flow. What comes next will not only confirm what you already feel, but reveal the steps you must take. Do not let distraction rob you. Do not let hesitation silence you. Secure your alignment, because heaven is not finished. Child, the very ground beneath your feet is shifting. Do you sense it? The uneasiness, the sudden changes in people around you, the strange feeling that something is about to happen, these are not random emotions. They are spiritual tremors. They are signs that the earth is preparing to birth what has been forming in the unseen. Michael says, it is like the moment before rain, when the air grows heavy, when the sky darkens, when all of creation knows a shift is coming. You are standing in that very moment. Heaven's rain is about to break. And when it comes, it will not drizzle, it will pour. Beloved, I see the weariness in your bones. But I also see the strength that has kept you standing. Do not underestimate your survival. Many who faced less than you did gave up long ago. But here you are, still standing, still breathing, still seeking heaven's voice. That alone is evidence of your calling. Michael says, the enemy tried to bury you, but you became a seed. The more dirt he threw on you, the deeper you rooted, and now it is time to rise. Watch as you push through the soil of obscurity and emerge into visibility. What was hidden will be revealed. What was buried will bloom. What was overlooked will be crowned. Beloved one, hear me clearly. Heaven is not only releasing blessings, it is also calling you to responsibility. This is not just about your breakthrough, it is about your mission. Michael says, what you are about to receive is not only for your comfort, but for your calling. Wealth will be given not just to fill your hands, but to fulfill your purpose. Influence will be granted not to inflate your ego, but to lift others. Opportunities will arrive not only to elevate your name, but to glorify the divine. Be wise, child. Handle the overflow with humility. For the moment you forget the giver, the gift loses its power. But if you remain anchored, your blessing will multiply without end. So, beloved, as you move forward, remember, you are not alone. The angels walk with you. Archangel Michael stands guard over your path. The heavens are open, and the rain of blessing is about to fall. Stay awake. Stay aligned. Stay connected to the flow of revelation. For what is coming next will not only confirm what you feel, but will guide you step by step into the fullness of your destiny. You are chosen. You are protected. You are loved beyond measure. The time of waiting is over. The hour of fulfillment is here. And nothing can stop what heaven has already set in motion for you.